Hello and welcome to the Daily Meal for Wednesday, the 11th of August 2021. Today's Millwall news. Now, I'm making this video late. I had to wait until after the Carabao Cup draw was taking place. It was supposed to be taking place around 9:45, but it didn't end up taking place about 10 past 10. And of course, it was split to Northern and Southern, and they did the Northern section first, so I had to wait even longer. So, who did we get? In the second round of the Carabao Cup draw, we got Cambridge United at home. Yes, I can see you're all excited. But here's the thing, it's not all about excitement now. If we play a team as strong as we did yesterday, we should be beating Cambridge United. Do you know what that means? You get a chance at an even bigger team in the next round, because then you got your European Premier League European teams involved. Then you got your Liverpool's, your Man Cities, and Chelsea's and whatnot. Even Spurs, I think. Not too sure. But so it might not be an exciting draw in this round, but it is a game that we can very much win, especially with it being at home, and get through to the next round where there will be a chance of an even more exciting match, and it's the third round. It will be the third round of the Carabao Cup. So this is from millfc.co.uk. Mill will be at home to Cambridge United in the Carabao Cup second round. The two clubs will meet for a place in the third round free, but they're being pulled out together in Wednesday night's draw. We have first meeting between the two sides in an FA Cup third round replay victory for Millwall in January 2003. So 18 years ago, in which Steve Claridge, Paul Robinson and Paul Eiffel scored in a 3-2 win. Second round ties will be played in the week commencing Monday the 23rd of August. Full details such as confirmed date, kickoff time, ticket and arrangements will be announced in due course. We have very much doubt that this will be on TV, so I would imagine that we are looking at most likely Tuesday the 24th of August. I would imagine so. Maybe Wednesday the 25th, but more likely Tuesday the 24th. For some reason last season, and the season before, we started playing midweek games on Wednesdays, which that's never been a real thing as far as I know. We always play our midweek games on Tuesdays. I think it's something to do with Sky, and the games on the red button. But we're back to Tuesdays now. With there being a Portsmouth game was on Tuesday yesterday, and the Fulham game next week is on a Tuesday, so it seems we're back to Tuesdays. So I would imagine that this game will take place on Tuesday the 24th. If you're thinking of going, yes. So, talking about yesterday's game, let's have a look at this. More quotes from Gary Rowett regarding yesterday's game. This is from news@den.co.uk and it's published this morning. Millwall's Jake Cooper still not 100% as boss explains Portsmouth's red card change plan. Gary Rowett said Jake Cooper is still at only 70 to 75% after the defender made his first start of the season in a 2-1 win over Portsmouth on Tuesday evening. Cooper missed the opening game against QPR, but got through in the full match as the Lions went into the second round of the EFL Cup. Rowett had plans to take Cooper off, but Callum Johnson's sending off changed that. It's been a difficult one for him because it's impinged his movement a little, Rowett said, and I still think he's probably at 70-75%. We toyed with giving him 45 or 60 minutes today, but I felt that when they went down to 10 men, it wasn't a particularly visible game for the centre-backs anymore. We said we'll keep him on. There were a few moments late on where maybe that lack of game time showed, but he's a top player and he'll be better for those minutes. Ryan Leonard the same, he's been out injured for a long time, he'll be better for the minutes. Clifton Bell and George Saville after the COVID situation will also benefit for the minutes. I thought we got through the game quite well. I spoke to the players in there. When Big Smudge comes on the pitch, the game changes, and we've got to adjust to that. We've got to try and get better balls in the box, hit better balls and angles, play forward a bit quicker, and bypass their block instead of going backwards and sideways, which we did a little bit in the second half. Yes, that is what happened. I told you yesterday that Matt Smith comes on, and we start going passing around at the back instead of hitting long balls to him, which, like, in the first half when Bradshaw's on, They're hitting long balls up to Bradshaw time and time again. It just literally made no sense. Literally made no sense. So there you go. That was from yesterday's game. Gary Rowett talking about yesterday's game. Talking about another game yesterday was the under-23s. I brought you the match report from that game, which was played yesterday afternoon. And don't you know that West Ham filmed it? So West Ham filmed it, and they published today 6-minute highlights on their website. But someone has taken it and put it onto the YouTube, which you're watching this video on YouTube, or maybe you're on BitChute, but this is on YouTube. Someone's put it on the yesterday's game highlights on YouTube, and it is on a channel called Rising Hammers. It's got 2,466 views so far, and it is actually pretty it's an actual highlights of the game. It isn't just West Ham. You do see some Millwall stuff in there as well, and it's kind of good to see. You see the new guy, Seb Drozd. He sets up one of the goals. I think he probably takes a few too many touches, but he drives forward, so that's good to see. What they were saying in their match report about the well-worked free kick routine that led to their goal. Yeah, I don't think. That's not what I saw watching the highlights. What I saw was a very lucky few deflections that went their way. Yeah, I don't. That's what I saw watching these highlights. So I don't know. So if you wanted to watch this, get onto YouTube, Rising Hammers channel, or go onto West Ham United official site and look for the Academy tab, and have a look at see how Millwall Under-23s got on. Yeah, so that was published today, so I thought I'd show you that. So now I'm going to end today's video with a little quick roundup of the stats from yesterday's game, and we're going to start off. So this is from whoscored.com, and it's got yes, you can see here. So man of the match, George Saville. Scott Malone not far behind. You can see how many attempts we had. So 21 attempts for Millwall, 9 for Portsmouth, 17 open play, 8 versus 8 open play, 4 from set piece, 1 from set piece. And as you can see, we had 21 shots and scored 2 goals. They had 9 and scored 1. So they actually had a better attacking conversion rate than us, because they converted 11% of their shots into goals. So yeah, we were not very clinical in front of goal. We did have 2 really good moments, which kind of overpowered their defense, when literally the 2 goals that we scored was when Bradshaw was forward, Afobe was forward, Saville was forward, Malone was forward, Jed was forward. We literally overwhelmed them with that attacking, all those players attacking at once. But you can't do that every game, because you leave yourself open to counter attack. So every attack can't be like that. But we did that a couple of times, and then that's when we scored. And we scored twice like that. So moving on now to this part. So you can see here, absolute shock after 4 minutes when they scored. Misplaced pass from Jed Wallace to, it was Jake Cooper. I watched the highlights back now, and then it didn't take long for Scott Malone to score, and then George Saville to score late after Ryan Leonard running down the pitch, dribbling the ball. It's quite impressive to watch. They made a change at half time. They took John Marquis off. To be honest, I didn't even notice he was on the pitch, but hey ho. So then shortly after the second half started, their player got sent off. Now, I watching the highlights back, that Hackett Fairchild, and he got booked for that incident. There was actually 2 tackles that went on. Him against Jake Cooper, sort of tussling each other, and then sort of Hackett Fairchild kind of stamped on him as he stood up. Cool. Which he didn't get a card. He got a yellow card for that. He didn't get a red card for that. But then, sort of literally 2 seconds after, as part of the same movement as the ball goes past them, then the other guy kind of slides in on a player. I think it's Bradshaw, and he gets a straight red card for that. I think if you're gonna give a red card for that, guys, for the Johnson tackle, I mean you're looking at a red card for the Hackett Fairchild situation as well. Because I think that was worse. Like, he literally wrestling with Jake Cooper, and then when he stands up over him, stamps on him. Yeah, not good at all. So then they made 2 more changes. Sean Williams came off late on, and then we made 3 changes. Matt Smith comes on, Conor Mahoney comes on, Ben Thompson comes on. Yeah, so that's the match events there. So scrolling down, you can see here, not good ratings at all for George Long and Marlon Romeo. Now, I didn't think either of them played too badly, to be honest with you, but not according to the stats. They didn't do too well. Now, looking at the stats, well, you see the C here on above Jake Cooper. That means clearance off the line. Now, I don't know. I think because there's not one against Ryan Leonard. Now, Ryan Leonard was the one who cleared the ball off of the line from Hackett Fairchild late in the second half. So I don't know. I think with this being a cup game, they haven't really put the same amount of effort in they do to league games. So they've messed that up. But still, Ryan Leonard got 7.0. George Saville got star man. And if you compare the Millwall team to the Portsmouth team, their best player, they've given it to Hackett Fairchild. No, Sean Raggett. Hackett Fairchild. And then everyone else is 6s or below. Hadme got 5.9. Johnson got sent off 5.2. So basically, Millwall were the best team on the night. It could have manifested itself more in more clear-cut chances and more goals, but it didn't. And they've given Bradshaw 6.7 here, and Phobie only 6.3. And I'm going to look through this and see how and why they've given the scores they've given. So let's have a look. So shots, Bradshaw 4 shots, Phobie 3, Saville 4, Malone 4. So everyone had a shot except for Kieftenbeld, Hutchison and Leonard. Matt Smith, when he come on 2 and he hit the bar, and the header hit the bar, which is unfortunate. So possession, match possession by player. So wow, look at that. Hutchison had 10% of the possession, just of himself. So that was probably down to the sending off. When they've started playing it around the back, and they tried to hit us on the counter with that Fairchild. So a lot of time on the ball for a lot of players there for Millwall. Hutchison, Cooper, Leonard, Saville. So that's probably why Saville's got a high score there. Getting a lot of time on the ball there. When you compare him to Kieftenbeld, only 3.4. Well, it's only 3.1. So that's interesting. Pass success percentage. Saville 88. That's another reason, star man. That would be why. Long 57. So like I said, he took a couple of short goal kicks. Hutchison 87. Not bad. Bradshaw only 58. So Bradshaw had 58 pass success percentage, but he got higher score than the Phobie, who got 83, which is kind of interesting. Dribbles, there you go. Aerials 1. Ah, Bradshaw 5. I didn't think it was that many, to be honest with you. Hutchison 10, Cooper 7, Leonard 6, Saville 5. Now that's another reason why he got the high score there. 5 headers that he won. Smith 2 when he come on. Tackles 19 to 12. And there you go. Look at that. Saville 7 tackles. He was doing everything on the pitch. He could pass the ball. He tackled. He won the headers. George Saville. There you go. That's why he got the star man. But it's funny watching the game. It didn't feel like he was running the show. You know what I mean? But I suppose what he needed to do, he did it well. He won his headers. He passed it accurately. He had the shots. He had the tackles. Did what he needed to do. Here we go with corners. So Malone, Wallace, and Mahoney. They only had one corner. There you go. That's kind of good that we kept them down to one corner. Dispossessed. So that's having the ball taken off you. 3 for Bradshaw. So, but Bradshaw had a higher rating than Afobe. But he had three times he got dispossessed. Hackett Fairchild 6. So even he was their biggest threat. Like still, the defense managed to handle him, taking the ball off him 6 times. So there you go. So we've seen that. Let's have a look now at the actual list now. So there you go. 8.55 for George Saville, 8.41 for Scott Malone. Definitely star players. Definitely a cut above. I would say Kifton Bell as well, and Sean Hutchinson, and Jay Cooper. Seeing as he wasn't fit, he did all right. He got caught for that goal, but he was sold a dummy by Jed Wallace, so kicked the ball in his own face, but he did all right. 7.65 for Cooper. Not bad, not bad. Going down the other end, so we got George Long 5.99. I imagine that's because he wasn't troubled that much, but he did concede the 1 goal. So Ben Thompson 6.02 coming on for 10 or so minutes. But Marlon Romeo had the 90 minutes on the pitch, 6.03. 6.03. Very low there. So Conor Mahoney 6.36. And unlike the QPR game where we had the situation where the player that came on for George Evans had a better score than him, we don't have that situation today. None of the substitutes got better scores than the players they replaced, so that's good to see for the players that started. Jed Wallace, average. He was pretty average, 6.61. He was trying hard, but just wasn't coming off. So shots. Have a look at the shots. So Scott Malone 4 shots, 3 on target. That's absolutely amazing. So George Saville 4, but only 1 on target. Tom Bradshaw 4, but only 1. Afobe 3 and 1. Marlon 2, 0. That was probably why you got a low score there. Not very good. Jed Wallace 1 and 1. Key passes. Scott Malone with 4. Cooper and Leonard 2. Passing accuracy, I think we've already seen that. Ben Thompson 100. But he only had 5 touches of the ball. So got George Saville 87.9, Hutchinson 87.4, Cooper, Afobe. Okay, so touches of the ball. Who had the most touches of the ball? Wow, 105. That is a lot of touches of the ball. Jake Cooper, Hutchinson. Ryan Leonard 79, and George Saville 78. Scott Malone 68, Marlon Romeo 57. So he had a lot of the ball, Marlon Romeo, but didn't get enough or do enough with it to get a high score, only 6.03. Okay, let's now move on to offense. So we've seen shots and shots on target, dribbles. We've seen that, haven't we? So unscheduled touches is basically poor ball control. And there you go, Romeo 3. He's does often top this this list of unscheduled touches, and that would count for the 6.03 score from him. But you got 8 players there with unscheduled touches. Okay. Moving on to defense. Tackles, 7 from George Saville, 2 interceptions, 2 clearances, 3 fouls. Cliftonville 6. So they had more tackles than the defenders, which is kind of remarkable because that never really happens. Jay Cooper, Hutchison and Leonard did not have to tackle anyone because George Saville and Cliftonville did all the tackling. They stopped it from getting that far, which is pretty good, but we were playing the League One team, so worry about that. So there you go. Sean Hutchinson did get involved with the clearances, 6 of them, far and away more than anyone else. Block shots, only 2. Portsmouth didn't attack that much. We did keep them down to 9 chances. Fouls, there you go. So Matt Smith 3 when he came on. The ref was not kind to him at all. He really wasn't. Okay, moving on to passing. So who had the most passes? Sean Hutchinson, Jay Cooper, Ryan Leonard, George Saville, and then big drop off. Crosses and accurate crosses. So there you go. That is why we have the poor score for Marlon Romeo. We had all the unscheduled touches. We had 8 crosses, only 1 were accurate. Now, to be fair, he's trying to cross it into Tom Bradshaw and Benicophobe. They're not beam poles. They're not tall. But you've got Scott Malone with 6 crosses and 4 of them were accurate. So it can be done. But you've got Jed Wallace 4 and 1. That's only 25%. Conor Mahoney 3 and 1. That's 33%. Bit bad. Benicophobe 2 and 0. Not that good. Not that good. So that was probably why Bradshaw got a higher score than him. Moving on to long balls and accurate long balls. So there you go. Look at that. Hutchinson 15 and 11. George Long not too good. 15 and 5. Yeah, that is not too good. That's probably why he's got a low score there. I think with this website, I think passing really does affect the score. So if you're a goalkeeper and you're kicking it long, it's really going to mess up your score. Unless you like an acrobat in the goal and have faced like 30 shots and keep a clean sheet, I think you're not going to get a high score if you're a goalkeeper. We've got Jake Cooper 11 and 4, Ryan Leonard 8 and 3, Malone again 7 and 4. So you can really see here where the quality players are, and seeing as we were playing the League One team, although top of the table League One team, that they're going to be competing, I imagine they look really good. Yeah, you've got Marlon Romeo 4 and 1, 8 and 1, so he's crossing, let him down there really badly. That's what gave him that low score. But anyway, so there you go. There's a look at the stats from yesterday's game. That's it for today's Millwall. Thank you for watching and goodbye.